Pablo Diaz, chef and professional photographer living in Melbourne, Australia, and today we're gonna cook my bombas de la Barceloneta. So basically, bombas are potato bombs. They're filled up with fresh pork sausage, and these were invented in the neighborhood of La Barceloneta in Barcelona, very close to the beach. This is a fantastic tapa dish and is probably one of the classics in Barcelona. If you go there, try to go to one of those two bars that claim their invention. La Cova Fumada or La Bombeta are the best places to eat bombas. Make sure, if you go to Barcelona, to have plenty of time because the queues in general are massive. To make your bombas for this recipe, you will need some potatoes, some fresh pork sausage or butifarra, as we call it, butifarra. You will need brown onion, Spanish onion, garlic, sherry vinegar. You will need sherry wine. You will need olive oil. You will need sweet paprika and hot paprika. You will need a fresh chili. You will need a dry chili or pimiento choricero if you have it, some salt, some eggs, and breadcrumbs. The first step that we have to do is turn our oven at 180 degrees to bake our potatoes. Once you have your oven on, you're gonna wash your potatoes, and then you're gonna grab a baking tray and you're gonna put rock salt at the bottom and place your potatoes on top. The salt will dry out all the moisture from the potatoes, and this is gonna help to peel the potatoes and make the potato puree much better. Once you have your potatoes in the oven, you're gonna start making your sauces. You need to make a salsa brava and you need to make an aioli. To make your brava sauce, start peeling the onions. We will use for our brava sauce half of a brown onion and one full Spanish onion. We'll keep the other half to make the filling, the stuffing for the bombas. Now we're gonna peel 2 cloves of garlic, and in a medium-sized pot we're gonna put some olive oil and we're gonna cut our onion and our garlic and we're gonna put them to cook, allow them to cook for around half an hour. Very gentle. So olive oil, you don't need to cut them really thin, about as we will call it, probably maybe a couple of centimeters. So it doesn't need to be cut very thinly. We are continuing cooking the sauce for the salsa brava for the bombas. Once we have our onion and garlic chopped, we grab our pot and we place everything in to cook it in the stove. While we have the onion and the garlic cooking for our salsa brava, we are going to cut another onion and a little bit of garlic for the inside of our bombas. The onion for the inside of the bombas is good if we mince it thinly. We don't want the onion to be in big chunks. Same thing with the garlic. Now, splash of olive oil, onion and garlic. So here in this pan we are going to cook our butifarra. And at the back I have my brava sauce cooking. For my brava sauce, I'm gonna cut this in the middle and take all the seeds from the inside and wash it. I'm using this dry chili, but if you are able to obtain pimiento choricero where you live, I use pimiento choricero for the recipe. So we're gonna take all the seeds out of our chilies because the seeds are the things that are the most spicy on our chilies. So we want to remove all the seeds out. Same with the dry chili. Take the seeds out of the inside because it will be very spicy otherwise. Once your onion and garlic are getting translucent, you are able to peel your butifarra and pop the meat inside of the pan. So with your butifarras, cut them, open the skin, discard the skin, and just take the meat all out of the sausage. Now toss the meat, and we are gonna cook it through. Now on the brava sauce, we have had the onion and the garlic there for half an hour. Our onion and our garlic are completely translucent and caramelized. We're gonna add the fresh chili and the dry chili. And we're gonna cook that for 5 more minutes. This smells amazing. This is the best step. Once the meat is done, you could actually pinch a little bit and try it. You can smell the cracked pepper, the pork getting through. Once the butifarra is cooked, we are going to add a little bit of sweet paprika. We will cook the paprika in the pan for a couple of minutes. Then we turn up the fire and we add sherry wine, like half a glass. Our filling for our bombas is made. Could put it on the side. Here's our salsa brava with our dry chili and our fresh chili. Once it's looking like this, we are going to add paprika. Hot and sweet. We'll cook it for 1 minute and then we add sherry vinegar. We let the sherry vinegar disappear and then we are going to add some water or some chicken broth if you have. And we will leave it here for 10 more minutes. And now our potatoes are ready to peel. They've been 45 minutes in the oven and you can tell because their skin is crackly. It's a little bit crackly and puffy. So what we are going to do is we're gonna peel them and put them in a bowl to make a puree. Make sure the potatoes are not very warm when you start peeling them. So what I normally do is I cook the potatoes for 45 minutes and I leave them in the oven with the oven off for another half an hour. So once you have all your potatoes peeled, we will make a puree. We will make it with a masher and then we are going to add some olive oil into the puree. No salt, just olive oil. I'm gonna grab a potato masher and mash my potatoes. 10 minutes has passed and then my brava sauce is ready to be blended. I use a stick mixer to blend it. Okay, on my potato puree, I put a little bit of olive oil inside of my potato puree and then I mix it. Now, using the spoon, I'm gonna make potato balls. I want them the size of a ping pong ball. I made a little bit less than yesterday. Normally I make 1 kilo of potatoes and with 1 kilo of potatoes you get around 30 bombas. But I made 30 bombas yesterday, so I think everybody's sick of my bombas here at my house. Once we have our potato balls made, we're gonna put them in the fridge for about 10 minutes to cool them down. So now 10 minutes have passed and I have my potato bombas ready to fill in. This is the mixture of the pork butifarra that I cooked before. Once it's been cooked, I allow the butifarra to cool down for a little bit and then I put it in the blender and I blend it just enough to make a coarser paste. To put the potato filling inside of the bomba, you grab one of the bowls, you stick your finger on it, and then you add a little bit of the filling inside, like that. Not on the plate. Okay. Then you push inside and you try to wrap that up with your other hand, like if you were making sushi. And then your potato bomba is done. Now that all our potato bombas are done, we're gonna put them back in the fridge for half an hour until they're completely cooled down. Now I'm gonna make the aioli. We're gonna put in a jug 2 cloves of garlic and an egg and a little drop of sherry vinegar. Using our blender, we're gonna start slowly blending the garlic, the egg and the vinegar. Once it's blended, we are gonna add a pinch of salt. And then, very slowly, we are going to add our olive oil. This will emulsify. We don't want to end with a very thick aioli. This, when it will cool down in the fridge, it will solidify. So make sure that you leave it a little bit runny. It has to look like this. Now we're ready to coat our bombas. We're gonna take them out of the fridge and we're gonna use 3 bowls. One bowl is gonna have egg and it's gonna have another one with a strainer. Then, once we put the bombas inside of the bowls and we strain the egg, we will have another one with breadcrumbs to coat them on. I like to use, for my bombas, always, a type of breadcrumb that is closer to panko than to normal breadcrumbs from the supermarket. These ones are Italian breadcrumbs made out of focaccia. They're perfect for our bombas. They need to have a little bit of grain. We're going to whisk 2 eggs. It's nice to have a sink next to me. Now we will put them one by one in our egg. As you can see, using a strainer help us getting all the excess of the egg out. And then we will put them in the breadcrumb bowl. The mixture is sensational. Okay, I'm not gonna coat them all because I have the ones from yesterday. I'm gonna start with the frying bit. To fry our bombas, we are gonna use a pan. I put enough olive oil to be able to deep fry them. If you have a deep fryer, you could use it too. Also, you will need to put a plate with paper towel next to it to be able to drain all our bombas. We are going to fry them in batches of 4 or 5 bombas at a time. Don't put any more because they will open. They will break up or they will melt inside of the olive oil. So a little trick here, if you want to know when your olive oil is ready to go, you just have to drop a little breadcrumb inside of the olive oil. If you see that it starts bubbling, it's ready to go. And then we are going to fry them for about 4 to 5 minutes. They need to fry that long because they need to be completely warm inside. And now we're ready to serve our bombas. We just put a little bit of brava sauce, 1 bomba on top, again a little bit of brava sauce, some aioli. And that's it. And this is our bomba de la Barceloneta. Enjoy! Oh, delicious.